Welcome back to Kings at the Table podcast. We back at it. We're going to do a recap for week 3.
Before we start off on this recap, man, Algo Bueno was smacking this weekend, bro.
It was the shit.
It was a good fucking time. You guys missed out on this one. It was definitely one of the... So out of the two we've had so far, this one I think might have been just a little bit better than that first one.
And one of the main reasons was, after the game, it was pretty much like a post-game
hangout,
and there was about 7 of us just kicking it, maybe 10,
and we were all fucking different fans,
man.
And it was crazy hearing other people's perspective on your team, especially when it's not usually the usuals where it's like, oh, he's a Raider fan, oh, he's a Niner fan, just give or take from where we're at. But just hearing from Texans, Falcons, the Patriots, that was cool. Packers, where was everybody? It was all cool. It was a good ass vibe and everything at the end of the game. I think that was kind of like the funner part about it.
We also had a Bills fan there, though.
Yeah, he was there.
And speaking of the Bills, we're gonna go straight into the game of the week: the Bills and Dolphins. Juan, the Fins, they pulled it off, and
they've been pulling them out, man. 2 weeks in a row, close clutch games.
They gave the Bills the first loss.
And this is what we talked about. Like, it was going to be the craziest thing to see how this team goes down for their first time going down.
But you know what threw me off, though, is like looking at the stats and basically how people break it down is the Bills had just almost double the amount of passing yards, double amount of like everything, rushing yards. It was a trip.
Splash plays.
Yeah, but
and that's all
to
it
lose,
takes.
That's a tough loss for the Bills.
Yeah. This one, Josh Allen showed it after the game. This guy looked like he lost the Super Bowl.
I couldn't believe the way he was acting, though. Like, yeah, you lost, right? I was talking to you off air about it. Like, not even when you lost to the Chiefs, when you had 13 seconds to win to go to the AFC Championship, you didn't act like this. And then you lose to the Dolphins week 2, and you're looking like you lost a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was weird. That's a weird standout. I don't know if... is there something we don't know about, off football that,
true,
maybe something happened that, tragic, or that was a game dedicated to somebody. We don't know that part, but still, though, it's early. It's not okay to take L's, but at the same time, you're going to lose some. You're going to lose some. You could go undefeated, cool, whatever, but, it's kind of better to get it out now than it is later when it could really hurt you, or, in that type of situation or standpoint.
True.
So, I think, like we were talking about, you just take this one to the chin, go back to the drawing board, come back next week and get ready to go.
Now, as far as the Dolphins, though, they're undefeated. You beat a divisional rival. You want to get over the hump, and in a way, you're at the hump. You almost got over. You beat them and all, but you're not. It doesn't declare if you make the playoffs.
No,
it's still early in the season, but you're there.
You're technically right now you're in elite status. According to football standards right now. Now. They're undefeated.
For sure.
And so, and they're running, this division, which is their biggest, I guess you can say right now, their biggest, so what I'm looking for, the biggest opponent in their division. You do have the Patriots.
Yeah, you got an injured Mac Jones and all.
And then we have the Jets, but... The who? The Jets.
What are they there for?
What are they there for?
God damn it.
To fill space, bro. That's how it is. You got to fill in the void, fill in the spaces. Because they just haven't brought up another football team to cover over them.
But do you consider the Dolphins, contenders right now?
Right now, they're strong suited. They're that. You know what? It was almost going back to what you said. It's like that what did you say? The King 9 suited.
As poker.
You got them in your hand right now, and you're like, fuck, I want to go all in, but. I don't know. We compared it to the Chiefs, but like right now, sitting here thinking about the Dolphins, because we don't ever talk about Miami like this. You know what I mean? We don't talk about Miami like this, and a lot of people don't talk about Miami like this. You got
to show them love, man.
Shout out to Miami, because they're out there.
South Beach, huh?
For reals. They took the talents down there. That's what Tyreek said, no?
LeBron. Speaking of undefeated teams, though, let's go to your Fly Eagles Fly. The
Eagles, man.
Philadelphia Eagles.
The Phillies. They get another win. And they got something going on. They got something moving.
What's moving?
The offense, for one.
Okay.
They're not having offensive struggles. They're pretty solid there. And their defense is stacked. And that was, we've talked about it multiple times. Like this they right now they're kind of like a pretty good, solid core team. Jalen Hurts is looking amazing, pretty good. He's looking good. I won't go as far as amazing, but he's looking good. He's looking solid.
I'm not sold. He looks good, though. Yes, he definitely looks good. Like, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm not going to hate on him. But there's something saying that, you beat the Commanders. You had an impressive win against the Vikings.
That was a good-ass win against the Vikings. But, I mean, does that go back to Kirk Cousins being prime-timeable?
There you go. And then you barely beat the Lions. It's not taken away. You're 3-0. You're undefeated. At the end of the day, no one's going to say that no one's going to take those wins away from you.
Yeah.
But as far as saying, hey, yeah, these guys are contenders, I can't say that.
You still can't?
I can't.
You can't.
They're
going to the playoffs.
Huh?
They're going to the playoffs.
They should be in the playoffs.
They're going to the playoffs.
They should be in the playoffs.
Okay. Well, they're going.
And I'm sticking to that, especially the way the Cowboys just looked. Without Dak Prescott, you're 2-1.
It's because it's Cooper Rush MVP right now, bro.
Coop. But back to the Eagles. I don't know.
They're undefeated for a reason, though.
They're undefeated. Not to hate.
2 Alabama products.
Who? Tua and Hurts?
Yeah, Alabama products.
Okay, well, since this is on the fly, who has a better team?
Oh, Jalen. Jalen hella has a better team than I think.
You got Eagles over Dolphins.
If they were to play tomorrow, fuck yeah.
I got Dolphins.
Oh, that'd be a good-ass game.
Why you got the Eagles over Dolphins?
Because I think they're more...
How do you see that game playing out?
I would say Tua gets fucking rocked again and he can't get up.
But he got up and won.
Yeah, he did. But honestly, I think if they ran that game, I would give it to the Eagles only because it almost seems like that team's already has its, like, identity. The Dolphins are still kind of fucking weird when it tries to, like, you can't sit there and you be like, oh, this is a straight, like, a passing team. But then again, that's also a dangerous thing. Because if you don't know how to plan for them, you don't know how to... And it's still early in the season, but I mean, still, if I had to put them on a heads up, I'd go with the Eagles.
That's a good battle, is what I'm saying. I think it would go depending on who's home field. That's how close they are.
Put them. No, I was gonna say put them in.
If they play in Miami, I got Dolphins. If they play in Philadelphia, I got Dolphins.
Fuck. Like it made any fucking difference? It didn't make
no fucking difference. The Dolphins will beat the Eagles if they ever played heads up. Are they playing this year?
I don't know. That's a good question.
We gotta look into that.
We're gonna do a little bit of homework on that.
But you know who's playing next week is the Jaguars and Eagles.
That's gonna be pretty interesting.
And why is that?
Because you know what? This year has been kind of fucking weird. And we were talking about this shit off air. And all these teams that normally that we all would be like, oh, who you got this week? Oh, you got that? That's an easy win. That's a guaranteed win. And this year, all those teams that we normally usually clown on or make fun of or whatever or whatnot, they've actually came out and been a little bit surprising.
Straight up, like the Jaguars.
The Jaguars, starting off with the Jaguars, dude. Like, I mean, we can sit here and make fun of the Jaguars all day long, all that, this, and this.
I don't think you can make fun of them this year, though.
But, yeah, you're right. And they're putting up pretty solid, like, you know, they look nice. And you're a big fan of this offense.
I am. I'm huge on Jacksonville overall, not just because of the offense. They got a couple key players on defense, but one main thing, obviously, it touches home because our head coach. I love the Jaguars head coach, Doug Peterson. He took the Eagles to the championship. Speaking about your Eagles, is this a whole revenge thing, though? They're playing this week. You see what I'm saying?
That puts a little song there.
That could be a game of the week next week.
It could be. Imagine that one going down.
Definitely. But yeah, Trevor Lawrence, man, he's looking he's starting to feel comfortable.
I made fun of him earlier this year, and I told like that guy can't motivate me for shit. And
you did.
Yeah, and you know apparently that's enough for them to get motivated enough to go out there and win games. They're sitting at what 2-1.
2-1 and possibly could have been 3-0. They just beat the damn Chargers. I mean, I know Herbert was hurt.
I mean, a win's a win. We can't sit there and reflect on it like that.
Well, it's kind of getting off a little bit, Juan, but what do you think about Herbert playing that game?
That was a dumbass call. To me, that was stupid.
Why?
Because this is so early. Imagine if he would have gotten more hurt than what he is. I don't care if he was okay to play this week. That's cool, whatever. But you're talking about one of the biggest keys in your offense.
Oh, for sure.
That guy puts that offense together. And you know he's not 100%. You fucking know he's not 100%. So why would you risk... If I was the head coach or the GM or whatever, I would not have started Herbert
Definitely not. I would have took him out the week prior when he was showing all that pain.
Yeah, I would have took him out as soon. I don't care if he wants to stay in. I don't care, bro. You're young, and I wouldn't want to ruin
now
what you got going. But anyways, going back to the Jaguars and the Eagles, that's gonna be a banger. That could be a banger because again, it's like head coach facing your old team. They fucking canned him, didn't they?
Yep.
So they're like Deuces got the job with over there, and
so
they have cool receiving core, both sides. Got a cool receiving course.
No, I know. Yeah, but let's just stick to the teams that are not easy wins anymore.
Yeah, so the Jaguars are definitely one. Another one, I think, is the Bears.
The Bears, yes.
I mean, we like you said, like we say, like, oh, yeah, you got the Bears this week? Yeah, but, I mean, they're not a pushover team either.
Hell no, they're not.
They fight. I think last week they won.
They beat the Texans.
They beat Houston, and that's another team, too. I mean, we'll get into that one in a second, but the Bears, they show them fight.
They're fighting.
I mean, they're giving good runs.
They beat the Niners.
Which was, it wasn't the Bears that beat the Niners, according to people. You know, it was the weather. It was the weather. It was the weather.
Oh, bro.
Too much rain.
Fuck.
Too much rain.
Okay. But
yeah, but I mean,
even the Packer game, you know, early in the game, it looked kind of.
You know what's weird about those games too? Like, I don't know if you see it too, but like when it always kind of starts off that way with those two.
The NFC North games or just those two?
Yeah, like one team like will start smashing. Well, no, I kind of feel like no, it's kind of more like Bears and Packers. Like the Bears will come out smashing, and then Aaron Rodgers is like, oh, wait, hold on. You guys have forgotten. I'm playing today. And he just goes off.
I own Chicago.
Yeah. He said that multiple times.
Yeah.
But and then they come back and win this week.
Looking into the Bears squad, though, like nothing really stands out to me. I mean, you got Montgomery. He's hurt now. And Herbert did pretty good, though. Their backup running back. He put up 120.
Yeah.
But as far as the receivers, you got Perez.
And the other St. Brown from the Lions.
Mooney.
I mean, hey, it's working. So sometimes you don't have, and I mean, you have your reliable safety blanket in the tight end, Kemet. So yeah, I mean, dope. You know, and then but the defense,
it's the defense
that's hella helping them out and stay in the games
without Khalil Mack
and Hicks.
That's
crazy, and they're still defense is still putting in that work, and they're getting it done. Still got Eddie Jackson.
Okay, so then this last team is the Texans. That's another team that's fighting. You know, you could go in every week saying, "Oh, we're playing the Texans. That's a win." And believe me as a Bronco fan, I was like, that's a for sure win.
And they fucking fought you guys all the way
they fought us to the end. There's something about the Texans that shout out to my boy Nick. He's a Houston Texans fan, and he told me on the offseason, he was like, hey, man, there's something about this GM that we have. He came from New England, and he's changing the whole franchise around as far as getting the right guys to fit the system. And
they don't have the flashiest squad either.
They don't have a flashy squad at all.
And they're just, you know, it's all that ground foundation type of thing.
Now, I'm not saying they're going to make the playoffs or anything, or they're going to upset a lot of teams, but they will fight.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, that definitely makes sense because, like, right now, like, all these, like what we're discussing, these teams are out here and they're competing. It's kind of like they're tired of being that laughing stock of the NFL. Like, nah, like, I think right now, out of all these teams, I think Houston's got that biggest chip on their shoulder. Because I'm pretty sure everybody's like, I can't believe they let Deshaun go. But
they got some good shit in return, though.
Yeah, I mean, they got the nice stuff in their pocket. But, I mean, I don't think they're just going to go down easy like, okay, yeah, we're just going to completely rebuild. No, they're competing. They lost to the Bears this week.
Let me look up what they got. Houston Texans. So they beat the Bears.
No, they lost to the Bears.
They lost to the Bears. They lost to the Broncos, but that was a good game. And then they tied to the Colts.
Yeah, but if you look at all that, the point differential right now is only 10 points.
Yeah,
in all those games, it's 10 points.
So potentially could have been 3-0.
They could have. They should have beat the Colts. I think they should have beat the Colts.
Yeah.
They had you guys all the way down to the wire.
They had us to the wire.
And then the Bears game, that was a good game.
Good game overall.
So I mean, they could be sitting here at 3-0, but then again, you know, the Bears too. Well,
but that's the name of the game, you know, 3-0, 2-1. But at the end of the day, we're saying they could fight.
They'll put up a fight, and so like they're not just pushover walkthrough games
for sure. But out of those 4 teams, who would you pick?
Oh, we didn't cover the Lions.
Oh, the Lions.
That's the last fourth one. That's the fourth one. The Lions. That's another one, and I didn't really get into it until you mentioned it to me, man. Like you said, hey, bro, you watched that Hard Knocks? I was like, no, not yet, man. I got to get into it. I sat there and I binged the whole damn thing, and I was just like, you know what, man? I believe in those guys. They have potential. A lot of potential.
It's the coach is the shit too, though.
I like the way he goes in. Motivates and pushes these guys.
How far did you see when he did the burpees or the up downs?
Oh yeah, he was doing them, and then what's his name was like he didn't do all of them, but
yeah.
But you know they're the Lions. They're nice, dude. You know what's the craziest stat? And I don't know if a lot of people know this. The number 2 running back is DeAndre Swift.
No, it's not that he's the number 2.
No, as far as the yards per carry.
Yards per carry.
He's the number 2 guy. He's averaging, what was that, 8.6 or 8.2 yards per carry, dude.
Yeah,
on the Lions.
He went down though, but he's balling.
He's balling. That whole team, it almost feels like I think the Lions are like a piece away, like 1 or 2 pieces away from being starting to winners.
They have a ton of players that have a chip on their shoulder.
That's another
that
good
people
thing too.
Gave up on him. Mm-hmm. You know, as far as Jared Goff. He's balling, bro.
Yeah, he's looking good.
He's not bad right now this season. You said Swift. Jamal Williams is back.
He's a chip on the shoulder guy.
Packers gave up on him.
Yep. Now, DJ Chark when the Jaguars let him go.
That's what they got.
You know what
man.
I mean? And Reynolds is another guy. You know, and then you got the solid tight end Hawkinson.
Yep.
DJ, and then the defense isn't bad.
Hutchinson.
That
number 1
beast.
Pick. He's a beast.
He's a beast. He just break the record he just broke a record for the Lions.
Did he?
I think he broke a sack record or something.
Well, that's
like
not
that.
hard to do, but
damn. That's hella cheap.
But yeah, Lions, they could easily be 3-0 also.
Yeah, all their games. And you know what? This goes all the way back to last year. If you really look at it, a lot of their games were really close games. They almost, remember last year, they should have gave the Ravens their loss and a couple other teams that they took all the way down to the end. We tied with them last year, I think.
Well, that doesn't say much.
Damn. But a lot of these games that they played in, they've all been really close games. So these guys are going to fight you all the way to the end.
Yeah, they got the Eagles. They took the Eagles down to 3 points.
Yeah, so that was a close one. They took the Commanders.
They beat the Commanders.
Yeah, and then they barely lost to the Vikings, which we were pretty high about the Vikings, and they gave them a run for their money.
So the Lions could easily be 3-0,
which would have been.
If you look at all the teams,
don't you think?
No, it is. And then if you look at all the teams, they all potentially could have been all 3-0.
Yeah.
And that's what we're saying is
there's no easy wins this year, I think.
There's no easy wins. And as far as
you're going to get a fight from every single one of these guys.
For sure. But out of these 4 teams, who would you consider as making the playoffs?
If I had to really put something down on it, I want to lean with, I think, I would have to say the Jaguars.
Yeah.
I think because that division, they could push for the division win in theirs. I mean, we did talk about the Texans who are also in their division.
Hey, let's just do a little twist. What if they were all in the same division?
Oh shit! that
was a good one.
Fucking fuck! Out of all those guys, damn.
Hey, it would be up to the Lions or Jaguars.
Ooh,
I kind of like the Lions, but
I think it'd be a push between the Jaguars and the Bears.
Really?
Yeah.
You got Bears over Lions?
Right now?
I like Lions.
How about we make our own little, we'll do our Kings at the Table fucking division right now.
Okay.
All right, we got the Jags, the Bears, and the Lions and Texans. Who you running with in our division, the Kings at the Table division? We'll call it the no easy win division.
Well, they're not playing each other, though. See what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So it's kind of tough. Because if they were playing each other, then I might have to go Lions as far as record-wise. But the Jaguars have an easier schedule.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
They probably would run they would. What does Aaron Rodgers say? Run the table?
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, that goes as far as teams that are not easy this year.
I mean, a lot of these teams, these guys have always been that team that you guys like, oh, who you got this week? Oh, yeah, you're going to win. You should win. But definitely, they're here to play.
But before we close out this episode, Juan, I did want to touch the upset as far as we were talking about last week, and you brought it up about the Texas Hold'em, King 9, and we weren't all the way bought in on the Chiefs.
I know what you were talking. Yep, I knew it.
And we were just like,
ladies and gentlemen, this is a curveball. Because we talked about it. This was never brought up. So this is good. Let's go.
I mean, I'm just saying though, as far as we both were like, there's something about the Chiefs that we can't say we're all in on and we believe in them. And then they go into Indianapolis and they were 0-2, and then they lose to the Colts. Not
taking away from the Colts.
Not taking away from the Colts, but
they are who we thought they were.
Yeah.
No, that definitely, like, that was a big, like, eye-opener. It goes back to any given Sunday. I mean, it was just the Colts' day. But at the same time, though, that could get the ball rolling. Everybody always says, like, oh, man, they just needed that one win to get going. So could this possibly be for the Colts?
For the Colts.
To get the ball rolling.
Okay, so how about the ball stopping for the Chiefs?
I mean, they got exploited. They didn't lose by, like, a crazy amount to where you're just like, oh man, I can't believe the Chiefs lost. No. It's one of those like, oh yeah, I can't believe they lost. But
there were some muck on the punter. I mean the
special teams. Yeah, that was the first big mistake.
The Chiefs should have won statistically and basically on how the game was played, but they lost at the end of the day.
Yeah, and credited to that early muff punt. That's what it really came down to. Minus that 7 points. I mean, we're seeing a different story here.
Yeah, but then you go back to the Chargers game. The Chargers dominated that game, so they could have lost those 2 games.
But what did it come down to? It was that myth. It was a what's it called?
The pick fucking, 6. Yeah.
So I mean, again, yeah, you're right.
See what I'm saying? As far as that, there's a reason why we were not all in on them.
So are we calling them lucky?
No.
How about we say this? Right play, right time.
Yeah. More of that, because we're not saying they're a bad team. We're not saying. We're not bashing the Chiefs, but I think we were pretty spot on.
Yeah, because, I mean, right now, they have a couple tough games coming up.
Oh, for sure.
Starting off next week, they got that Sunday night.
Bucks. Yeah.
I mean, they're getting Evans back.
We'll save that for top 5.
Yeah, we'll be right back with these messages. But I mean, they got the
Raiders.
Bucks, the Raiders. They always get.
Shit. Hold on.
Yeah, most fucking definitely.
We're gonna go in on y'all.
Yeah, don't worry. We got you guys.
Yeah,
we got you guys. And then you got the Bills.
That could be 3 losses.
And then wait. Oh, can the Niners get their shit together?
Oh shit. Hey,
Chiefs. I don't know, man. I'm looking at that King Eddie.
King 9. It might have not been suited.
Hey, you know what?
It was a diamond and a heart.
Damn. I saw red. That's all I saw. That's it.
Jeez.
Damn it.
All right, y'all. Well, I mean, that sums it up for this
week 2 recap. Or
week 3.
Week 3 recap.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in.
We'll see you on the next one.
Gone.
Peace.